Hello friends, welcome to Rajmudra Academy. Today we are going to discuss the introductory part of this subject of geography for your MPSC Rajya Seva prelims examination. And in this lecture, we are going to discuss the syllabus that is given by MPSC for your prelims examination. After that, overall scheme of the examination and how exactly the questions are being asked in this examination. Also, in this lecture, we will talk about the sources that you are going to refer for different parts of this subject. And after that, we will also discuss that 2025, the change that is going to happen, 2025, how exactly the mains that is in 2024 and the mains that will be in 2025 will be different. So, these are the overall, you can say, agendas that we are going to discuss in this entire session. So let's start with this MPSC Rajya Seva prelims examination. We are having this English medium batch here, and first let's talk about this scheme of examination, exactly how this examination is going to be conducted. Like you can see, this is the official PDF. From that we have taken this. You are having two papers here. In the prelims examination, you are having two papers. Paper 1 and paper 2, both are compulsory, and in that case marks, here you are having 2 hours duration, 200 marks, and then the second paper also 2 hours duration, 200 marks, right? And then the standard also they have mentioned that the type of questions that are going to be asked in your prelims examination will be of degree level questions. The level of questions will be degree level question. On the other side, there are some specific points given for that second paper, that is CSAT, that we will be discussing in separate lectures also. But overall, the questions that will be asked in your paper, they will be printed in 2 languages. Like first you will be having a question printed in Marathi language also, and then after that English language also. So Marathi and English, these 2 languages will be there for your question. And as we can see, this is the objective type of question. Multiple choice type of questions will be there, and with obviously negative marking, you will be having this entire paper of prelims examination. Now, exactly what is the content that they are demanding from you, or what is the overall syllabus that they have given for your this prelims examination? Here we will be focusing on this geography subject. The focus of this entire session will be geography for your prelims examination, and within that, here on screen you can see the entire syllabus. Paper 1, that is prelims paper 1, the entire syllabus is shown here, and in that syllabus you are having multiple subjects here, like you are having history, then polity, geography, economy. So different subjects are there. Now within that, if you see this point number 3 here, it talks about the subject of geography. And actually this subject of geography can be interpreted at 3 levels. There are 3 different zones within subject of geography. You are having physical geography, that is the first part. You are having economic geography, that is the second part. And third one is human geography or social geography. So these are the 3 different parts of this subject of geography, and these will be given in your syllabus also directly. Like here you can see physical, social, economic geography, and that too at 3 levels. You are having 3 different parts of geography, and these parts are again to be covered at 3 levels. First of all, you need to know the world level of geography, like physical geography at the world level, then economic geography at the world level, social or human geography at the world level. Similarly, you need to read about physical geography of India, economic geography of India, and then human or social geography of India. And then finally, you need to read this at the Maharashtra level, state level, where you will again read the physical geography of Maharashtra, economic geography of Maharashtra, or social or human geography of Maharashtra. So they have clearly mentioned in this point number 3 here, you will be reading Maharashtra, India and the world geography, where you are having physical, social, economic geography of Maharashtra, India and the world. So that is the syllabus which is given for geography, and this is given in your point number 3 here. Point number 3. Other points that are given here are of other different subjects, but this point number 3, this is focusing on this subject of geography here. Okay, so till now what we have understood that we need to read 3 different parts within this geography, that is physical geography, economic geography, and then the social geography. Now exactly what is this physical geography, or what is this economic, or what is this human geography? Now when we talk about the physical part of geography here, physical geography is something which is related to physiographic features of you can say all over the world. Or if you are reading about India or Maharashtra, then in that specific zone, like where are different volcanic mountains, where are different earthquake vulnerable regions, then what are the different types of mountains, what are the different types of plateau, what different rivers are flowing in different parts of the world, similarly different rivers flowing in different part of India as well as Maharashtra. So all these are belonging to your physical features of geography. Then economic geography. Now what is this economic geography? On one side we are saying that it is a geography, but on the other side we are using the word economy also there. So when we say that because of the geographical resources that are available all across the world, when we are generating the economic resources from those geographical resources, then that will be the aspect of economic geography. Like you are having geographical resources, for example mineral resources are there, and when you are generating economy from those resources, that will be nothing but economic part of geography. And obviously in economic part of geography you will read about the mineral resources that are present all over the world in different parts, where exactly coal reserves are there, where exactly you can say the other minerals, for example land resources also, for example we can see, or water resources. So all these are part of economic geography. And then third one is social or human geography. And when we talk about human geography, this will be again very interesting thing, because when we talk about human geography, we are talking about that relationship between human and their surrounding. Like people are having their settlements only by considering some particular geographical factors also. Like people will not stay in such area where there is routine earthquake hazard, or people will not simply go and build house on the top of Mount Everest. So they will not do this. So people will be taking some things into consideration before settling in any area. So geography is playing very important role in human settlements also. And this part will be nothing but in this zone of human geography, right? So these are important things that are given in your prelim syllabus, and within that roughly you can see 14 to 15 questions are asked from this subject of geography in your prelims examination. Okay, now let's see the further thing. What are the sources that we are going to refer for this particular part of subject? So physical geography. First let's talk about physical geography. In physical geography you are having this NCERT called Fundamentals of Physical Geography. Fundamentals of Physical Geography. This is class 11th NCERT, highly important NCERT, because whatever questions that are being asked from the physical geography part of this subject, these are quite comfortably tackled from this book, that is Fundamentals of Physical Geography. Easy to understand and also covering a lot of data. So this Fundamentals of Physical Geography will be one important book for your physical geography coverage. Apart from that, there will be another book, Certificate Physical and Human Geography, that is a book by G.C. Leong. This will be again important book, but after reading the first book, Fundamentals of Physical Geography, after completing the first book, after having comfort over the first book, like you are revising it 3 times, 4 times, after that you can go for this second book, and again that will be quite selective reading. because already a lot of topics that we have covered in this first part, we will be having those topics in the second book also. So selective reading of the second book, thorough reading of the first book, that will be the strategy for physical geography part. Now within that, you need to again refer some other books for your Indian geography, because this will be general physical geography, but Indian geography. And for Indian geography, again you will be referring this book, India Physical Environment. This is NCERT, class 11th NCERT, India Physical Environment. This will be one important source for your Indian geography. At the same time, there is another book, Geography of India by Majid Hussain sir, and this will be again very important book, and this will cover different aspects of your geography, like physical geography of India, economic geography of India, and also to some extent social or human geography of India. So this book will be again important one for Indian part of geography. Then let's see what are the other sources. Geography of Maharashtra. Geography of Maharashtra. Now for this, for Maharashtra geography, you will be referring some sources that are in Marathi language also, like Bhole ani Krishi. This is a book by A.B. Saudi, and this will be again important book, Bhole ani Krishi. Here you will again get some economic aspects as well as physical aspects of your geography of Maharashtra. And there is another book called Maharashtracha Bhugol by K.A. Khatib sir, and this will be again one important book and highly thoroughly covered topics related to the physical as well as economic or social part of your geography of Maharashtra. So these two books you can refer for your geography of Maharashtra. And again for mains also you will be having benefit of reading these books, and this will cover your subject quite thoroughly. So this is one part. And then finally world geography. World geography is something which is quite high written kind of topic, because if you are reading some basic facts from every continent across the world, then also you will be having quite large coverage of this world geography. And if you are covering this one or two times also, like these are something which you can clearly see on the map also. So this is easy to remember also to some extent if you are revising it properly. And the questions that are asked from this topic, world geography, again these will be not that much complicated type of question. You can answer these questions if you are having a proper approach of reading. And world geography, again there is no such thing like you will read 2 to 3 different books for world geography. Primarily you will rely on the current affairs part, then or you can simply go and read about every continent. Like there are some specific books even in childhood. You might be reading some such kind of books, like there are some different kind of books, for example Oxford publication or any other publication, where you will see that they are explaining about the different continents across the world. So either you can use any source of, for that part, but just get to know about different continents across the world, like what Asia continent, what are the different countries in Asia. Then once you get to that part, like what are the different countries in Asia, you can also use your atlas and just try to locate different important you can say locations on that particular map. Now if it is about map, then world geography, map will be highly important. So atlas is important part there. And which atlas you should refer then? Either I will suggest you should refer Orient Black Swan Atlas. This will be highly, you can say, clear-cut atlas. They will be giving you a lot of maps, and that also with minor details. So Oxford can be other one, but Orient Black Swan, preferably I will say Orient Black Swan will be a good atlas. Or otherwise, if you are already having Oxford Atlas, you can go with that. But Orient Black Swan within that will be a good atlas. Okay. So these are the different sources that you can refer for covering this physical part of geography, economic part of geography, and social or human part of geography. Now, what is the approach? This is a very important part. How exactly you will cover this subject? How you should cover this entire part? Now, there are different parts within this geography, right? We are already talking about physical, social, economic. Now, from which part you should start then? I will suggest first you should start with general physical geography. General physical geography. Because this general physical geography will cover all your basic concepts. And later when you will be reading about Indian geography or geography of Maharashtra, it will not be that much difficult for you to simply correlate the things. Because here in general physical geography, all the basic concepts of this subject already you will be covering them. Now once you are completely done with this general physical geography, then you will go for the Indian physical geography. Indian physical geography. Here you will again read about the physical geography related aspects of India, like different mountains in India, rivers in India, plateau regions in India, like that. Now once you are done with this, then you will go for the geography of Maharashtra. Maharashtra physical geography. So I will suggest that you should cover the physical geography part first, and then you should go for the next parts, like first general physical geography, then Indian physical geography, and then physical geography of Maharashtra. These things you will be covering, and after that, because once you will be done till this point number 3, you will be having a lot of basic clarity about this subject of geography. Now, once you are done with this, you are done with physical geography part. After that, you can go for the economic geography part, or simultaneously you can start reading the economic and human geography part. And one more thing, sources already we have discussed, but there is one more thing, previous year questions. Previous year questions, this will be important, because whenever you are reading these topics, it will not be like you are continuously reading the topics only and you are not having any idea about the previous year questions. So just focus on previous year questions also. You are having a lot of books available in the market for previous year questions. So previous year questions, whenever you are reading, let's say you are reading about earthquake, you should know what are the questions that are asked in MPSC prelims examination from this topic of earthquake. Otherwise, it will be a blind game there, right? And only MPSC Rajya Seva, only these PYQs you should read? No. You should also read the previous year questions that are asked in combined examination. After that, to some extent, you can also focus on UPSC Civil Services examination. So these PYQs you should read. Specifically for general physical geography or Indian physical geography, you can use the UPSC CSE Civil Services examination previous year questions, because that will be their main domain and they will be having some good questions that are asked from Indian physical geography. So you can get benefits from that part also. We are not saying that Maharashtra physical geography will be quite thoroughly asked in UPSC Civil Services examination, but at least for the first 2 parts you can rely on this. Or for Maharashtra physical geography, this combined examination, the questions that are asked in combined examination will be highly useful for you, right? So already you will be covering Rajya Seva prelims previous year questions, but these 2 exams also you should continuously check for the question that are asked from this part. Okay, then once you are done with this, you should then go for the other part. Other part is human geography and economic geography. Here I will suggest that you should start reading this simultaneously, because if you are independently reading these 2 topics, again there will be no issue in that. But when you are reading this one by one, or you can say simultaneously, there will be benefit for you in correlating the things. Like economic geography and human geography, these 2 things are quite correlated to each other. And already when you have covered the physical part of geography, it will be easy for you to understand the economics behind that physical part of geography. And once you understand the economics behind that, you will be able to understand how exactly human settlements are present in different parts of the world. So this correlation will be quite easy to make when you are reading these two things simultaneously. Sources already we have seen, and as we already discussed, you should always check previous year questions of all the exams that we were earlier also talking about. So that will be the part, or how this will be the approach how you should read this particular part of geography. And there is one more point here, current affairs. This will again play very important role. You should always have idea at what is happening from the geographical angle, what is happening all across the world, or what is happening in Maharashtra or in India. So that is also one important part. Like in different parts of the world, or let's say in different parts of India, suppose a lake is drying. A lake is drying. Nowadays climate change is a big issue. Many lakes are drying. Big lakes are also drying. So in that case, you should know what are those lakes and how or why they are drying. What is the reason behind that? So these things you will come across when you are reading current affairs. Daily, any newspaper that you are reading, you should always have this habit to also see geography within that paper. Like you will be simply reading polity or economy part that quite clearly in that paper. But just try to find geography within newspaper also. Also, there is this magazine called Down to Earth. There is also a website of this magazine. So you can regularly check this magazine, Down to Earth. There are also important geographical issues all across the world. They will be highlighting. And it is not like you will read this for, like, let's say 4 hours, 5 hours a day. Simply open the website, just see what are the different issues that are going on. Even no need to enter into that article. Simply just see the headline, so that you can get idea that what is happening in which part of the world. Okay, so current affairs, that will be again important part for this subject of geography. Now let's see the next point, nature of questions that are asked in exam. If you see the last 2 to 3 years question, the questions that are asked are now somehow becoming, you can say, not exactly difficult, but at least tricky. There is difference, like tricky and difficult. So these are not like completely difficult type of questions, but these are to some extent tricky type of questions, or you can say these are applied type of questions. Applied type of questions. Like one question that they have asked, why there are so many trenches in the Pacific Ocean and less number of trenches in other part of ocean? What is the reason behind that? Or why particular type of industries are being established in one part of the world? Why textile industries are present in XYZ part of the world in huge amount? What is the reason behind that? So in that way they are asking you questions. So if they are asking you 14 to 15 questions, at least 3 to 4 questions they are asking you in applied way. Like what is the reason behind any particular thing? Because there is also other type of questions like completely factual questions. So these questions will be again present in the exam. Again, these questions everyone will solve, right? So you should also solve those questions. Applied questions, that is the add-on thing, but factual questions will be there. Like any particular river and then waterfall associated with that river, or you can say let's say any particular river and glacier associated with that. That type of questions are also there in exam. Or Indonesia, islands in Indonesia, you need to arrange sequence from west to east. So that type of questions are there, factual questions. So these two type of questions, applied questions and factual questions, that are being asked in the examinations. And mainly the questions that are asked are somehow you can see they are showing you that kind of shift in the nature of examination that is happening. Because earlier, if you see the question that are asked in, let's say 2015, 16, 17, and the question that are asked from, let's say 2018, 19 or onwards, you will see the difference in the questions. You will see the level of difficulty slightly increasing. Trickiness is also slightly increasing. applied part of questions, applied type of questions are also increasing in the examination. So what should be done in that case? How you can simply tackle these new, you can say, part of the examination, or how you can simply tackle the new type of questions that are being asked in examination. So for that, I will suggest there is only one solution, that you should have thorough reading of the subject. Thorough reading of the subject. You should not have like, I will be having 4 multiple choice questions. So it will be like in front of me only. I will take one answer. So it is not that kind of situation. Like once you read this subject thoroughly, you will be able to answer the factual part of the questions. At the same time, you will be comfortable with the applied type of questions also. Because thorough reading will help you in clearing that prelims part. At the same time, it will also help you in clearing the mains also. Because that will be again a big challenge in front of you. Right? So thorough reading, whatever sources you are referring, just fix those sources. Don't simply try to regularly change your sources. Once you have selected a source, just stick to that source and then try to cover or try to revise maximum things from that particular book. So that will be very important part. Regularly having updates about the previous year questions, what type of questions are asked from which topic. So these things will be quite important for you for having overall you can say successful coverage of applied as well as factual type of questions that are asked in examination. Now let's talk about this mains part. Mains part, old versus new. Old pattern, everyone know old pattern. Like in old pattern you are having multiple choice questions. Even in your mains examination, in old pattern you are having multiple choice type of questions. Like in 2024, those who will be giving MCQ type of mains will be there. But in new pattern, you will be having written examination. Written examination. So nature is different, like completely different. Right now we can say that for 2024, if you are preparing for the prelims exam, you can also see what are the questions that are asked in your mains examination. Because there is also you are having MCQs only. So if you are covering the prelims examination, you are reading for prelims, you can also rely on the question that are asked in mains examination. Because the nature of examination for prelims as well as mains is same. But on the other side, when you talk about this new pattern, the nature of examination in prelims and nature of examination in mains will be different. You will be having like written type of paper in your mains examination, and there you will be having different strategy. You cannot rely on the same strategy, like I will eliminate the option. So that will be your strategy right now for your prelims as well as mains. But in 2025, you will be focusing on different strategies. Why? Because nature of examination is different. Now, exactly for the subject of geography, what type of syllabus they have given for your mains examination in 2025. Okay, so in your paper 4 for new pattern, we are saying 2025, you are having this syllabus for geography, where we can see the first line, that is salient features of world's physical geography. Salient features of world physical geography. Already when we discussed about the sources, we talked about one book, that is the Fundamentals of Physical Geography, highly important book, Fundamentals of Physical Geography. If you are reading it thoroughly, it will be covering your prelims as well as mains, overall general physical geography we are saying, for your 2024 pattern also, and this 2025, the content for your first syllabus point will also be covered from that Fundamentals of Physical Geography class 11th NCERT. So salient features of world's physical geography, that is the first point. Then second point given is distribution of key natural resources across the world. Natural resources across the world, and in bracket they have written including South Asia and the Indian subcontinent. Like specifically they are saying you should focus on South Asia and specifically within that on Indian subcontinent. So key natural resources, like where exactly coal is distributed, how coal is distributed across the world, where you are having different coal reserves or where you are having, let's say, diamond reserves. So in that way, distribution of key natural resources. And after that, they are saying factors responsible for location of primary, secondary and tertiary sector industries in various parts of the world, including India, like primary sector industries, agriculture related industries, where exactly these are located. Secondary, manufacturing related industries, where these are located. Then service related, tertiary sector, service sector, where exactly these industries are located. So what are the factors responsible for this? Like what are the reasons? Like you are having, let's say a thermal power plant. Now what will be the condition for that? If you are establishing a thermal power plant at any place, you will need water, right? You will need electricity. So these are the various factors that will be responsible. Like there is no water in any area, you will not establish a thermal power plant there, right? So these factors you need to know for various industries, like primary sector industries, secondary sector, tertiary sector in various parts of the world, and specifically including India also. And then the third line which they have given, important geophysical phenomena like earthquake, then tsunami, volcanic activity, cyclone, etc. Like you need to know about the basics of these different phenomena, how they are having their impact. Then how you can have mitigation. There is one word, important word, mitigation. Like how you can reduce the impact of any particular natural disaster. So these things also you need to cover in this part. Then geographical features and their location, changes in the critical geographical features including water bodies and ice caps, and in flora and fauna, and also effect of such changes. Now this is a big line here which is given. First of all, you need to know various geographical features and their locations, like where any particular volcanic mountain is located and what is the reason behind that location, like why there are no volcanic mountains in Himalaya and why there are so much volcanic mountains in Pacific Ocean, the border between the Pacific plate and the other nearby plates. So these things you should know. Then next they are saying changes in the critical geographical features. This is a dynamic part now. Because of the climate change, many things are now simply changing. Like earlier there was a water body in any area, but now you are not having water in that lake or water in that river. So the changes that are happening in water bodies, also in ice caps, like glaciers are melting, sea level is rising. So those areas also we need to see. And then what is the effect of all these features on flora and fauna? Whatever changes in the critical geographical features that are happening, what is the effect of it on flora as well as fauna? Like in many areas you can see the forest is depleting, forest is reducing. Then if we talk about the Arctic region, when we are saying ice cap, when we see the Arctic region, there you are having an animal called polar bear. But polar bear is suffering a lot because of all these changes in the geographical features. So you should know about these things. And on one side, textbook will give you idea that what is happening. And to give this a dynamic angle, you should also focus on the current affairs part. Like we already discussed about it, that you should read newspapers regularly from the angle of geography also. You should try to have some idea about the general issues in geography. For that you can read Down to Earth magazine also. So this is your syllabus, and the nature of examination. Nature of examination again is one important part here. Written nature of examination. It will not be about how you read this. That will be again the primary thing. You need to read the content. After that you can go for the other strategies. But once you are thorough with your content, there is also one more attached thing that you need to do for your written examination in 2025. You should know the method of writing. You should know the art of writing, how you write introductions, then what will be the body of your question, then how you will end that question. Start and end is very important. Conclusions, how you will write the conclusions, What are the important thumb rules for writing conclusion? You cannot write any statement to end your question. So it should be to the point only. Whatever you have discussed in that answer, you are concluding it. So whatever you have written, something conclusion from it only, there should be written in your answer. It will not be like you are introducing a new thing in your conclusion. It will be from your answer only, right? So there are different strategies that you need to follow for written examination. Again, that will be further part. But this is what we can say overall introduction part of this subject of geography for your MPSC Rajya Seva Prelims Examination 2024 first of all. Then how you can simply see the difference between 24 mains and 25 mains, how the nature of examination is different, what kind of approach as well as what kind of sources that you should refer for reading this particular subject from both 24 as well as 25 angle. So these things we have discussed in this session. Hope you have liked this session. We will meet with such interesting topics further also. Today we will stop here. Thank you. Thank you very much.